Rivercity Pilates, and with me today is Taryn, and we're going to be doing a Pilates mat workout using our TheraBand. So I love the TheraBand as a nice little tool to use at home and anywhere because I really feel like it kind of can recreate a little bit of the springs that we use in the rest of our Pilates work without the having to have a big piece of equipment. So it's a nice little portable piece that we can use. So we're going to get started today. I'm going to have Taryn lay down on her mat. And what I'm going to have her do to start with is just take our TheraBand and kind of fold it in half. And then she's going to just grab the ends of it and lay back on her mat. So what we want to start with is just some Pilates breath. And the sense that I want her to get is that she's pulling apart the band just a little bit, just to feel like her collarbones spread open and that little bit of engagement, but not like you're trying to rip the band apart. Right? So as she's there, she's just doing that gentle pull, and she's going to take some of that big Pilates breath. So that big inhale through the nose that expands your whole rib cage as you take that inhale, and then as you exhale, that forceful exhale that really comes from our deep belly, pulling up and in. Good, and let's just take like 3 breaths like that, keeping that little bit of engagement, which will be some work, and that feeling of like spreading your back wide, your upper back, and that whole time. Full expansive inhale every time you get a little more breath in, and then those deep exhales, drawing your belly in that little bit more. We're going to take one more breath just like that. Just getting that sense of using that band. And then we're going to add a little movement to that. As Taryn inhales, she's going to lift the arms overhead, and then as she exhales, she's going to press the arms down and maybe even tap the band or get close to the legs on there. So we'll do that a few times. As she inhales, she's pulling her belly in, trying not to pop the ribs up or lose that shoulder stability work as she lifts the arms overhead. Inhale, that big, full, expansive breath, and then that deep exhale as she brings it forward. And then we're going to add one more piece. We're going to add a little upper ab curl to that. So she's going to inhale, stretch the arms overhead. As she exhales and bring the arms forward, she tucks the chin and curls up. And then she'll inhale, roll back down, lengthening arms overhead. Exhale, tuck the chin and curl to come back up. Beautiful. Let's do one more like that. Inhaling overhead. And then that exhale to curl up. And then we'll just inhale, roll down, and whatever, hold the band right over the chest, maybe just slightly below your shoulders to really get that connect and that width through our back. We're going to do just a little knee sway on here. We're going to take feet and knees together. And as she inhales, she gets to reach the knees over to one side, keeping her shoulders really anchored, and then exhale to the center, really using those abdominal muscles to bring you back. Inhale, you want to feel that work to keep that right shoulder nice and anchored down to the mat, and then from your center to come back. And let's take a couple more on each side. When you're coming back with those legs, try not to overuse the legs. Really overemphasize coming from your abdominal muscles, and just finding that work of kind of using that band to help us find that stability work in the shoulders. We're going to do one more on each side. Inhale, the legs reach over. And then as you exhale, that deep belly pulls in to come back center. And one last one there. And coming back. Very nice. All right, we're going to head into our hundreds next. I like to kind of take that band nice and wide for our hundreds. And we're going to do a version where we're going to hold the band underneath our legs. And grabbing our long fingers, I like kind of a nice grip on there. Good. Coming up into that upright curl. And we're going to start pumping the arms, inhaling for 5 and exhaling for 5. And you're trying to spread the band just a little bit again, so you feel a little bit of that width. Okay? And you're curling enough that that band barely touches the backs of your legs. So kind of limits if you can't have your legs super low. That nice deep breath work and that work to spread the band just that little bit. As you're there, you're trying to take that full inhale for 5 and then exhale for 5. Let's take 3 more breaths. And if this bothers your head or neck, you could always lay your head down to do them. You gotta really reach when that head is down to keep those band from touching the backs of those legs. And you could also do tabletop legs if you needed. That nice deep curl. Good. And then let's just hug those legs in. Yeah. All right, we're gonna rock up to sitting. We're gonna do some little variations of our roll back with our band. So take your band nice and wide and wrap it around your feet in the center. Dig your heels in a little bit. This is a great variation if you're at home and you don't have a strap or something for your feet as well. So we're gonna start with a half roll back, and you may need to play how much tension. Closer to your feet is gonna be more tension, further away a little less. So shoulders are connected. We have that little tension into the strap. As you inhale, you're gonna tuck your pelvis and roll back, and just like part way, we wanna go to that place where your hip bones start to connect, and then exhale, curl forward. You can let yourself stretch forward. Now when we come forward, if you wanna keep tension on the band, you can kind of straight arm press out a little bit. Yes, there you go. And then as you curl back, you can bring them a little more in line with your shoulders. Yeah, that's it, that inhale, and then as you exhale, you curl forward and just kind of play around with keeping a little bit of tension in the strap that whole time. That inhale, curling through that low back, and then that exhaling to come forward. Good. Now on these next ones, we're gonna keep those knees a little bit bent, curl back just until the hip bones touch, and kind of pause right there. We're gonna add a little rotation in here. So from that deep curl, deep round, as you inhale, you're gonna pull your elbow back and twist your rib cage to look, yes. And then exhale, bring the rib cage and the body back to center, and then we'll go the other side. We're gonna do 3 on each. This is a ton of work to be in that working zone, and twist and come back. Inhale, we use that reach, pulling the shoulder down and twisting, and then that exhaling to come back. And you may need to go a little higher or lower in that curl to find a spot that works for you. We're gonna do 1 more on each side. Your goal is to keep your hips stable, and then twist your rib cage to one side, and then come back. We got 1 more there. And backward. Let's curl forward a second. We're gonna head to our full roll down. Again, you may need to adjust on your bands if you want less tension or more tension on this one, since we're gonna go all the way back to the mat. Knees bent is fine. If you want to do straight legs, that's great. That's a little more traditional. You can really reach through those heels, backs of those legs. We'll do that full roll down. So we'll inhale halfway, really scoop the belly in. Starts just like we did before. Exhale to roll down to get that band to reach the legs into and find that length. Coming back up, tuck the chin, scoop the abdominals up and in, and stretch forward. Here again, you can stretch those arms out to the side so that you get kind of that continual tension in your band. Rolling right back. Inhaling for half. Exhale that rolling down. Good. Inhale to start. Shoulders connected. You can press out into that band. And then that curling down. Really leading with those low backs as you make it all the way down to the mat. Good. Let's do 1 more full in there. Let's curl up and over. And even those spine stretch movements at the top. And then roll all the way down to the mat, reaching those legs into the band so we just stretch the body nice and long. From this position, we're going to leave your right foot in the band and bring the leg up to the ceiling as we head to a little single leg circles. So on these, we're going to really anchor our elbows down to the mat. This left foot flex. If you need to bend this, you could bend that. Otherwise, you're going to stretch it long. We're going to keep tearing a little straight down there. The first thing we're going to do, call it like a little tick-tock. We're going to keep our shoulders stable, keep our elbows stable, and that will be a little more work having to hold that band. As you inhale, you're going to reach the leg across, and she's keeping her right shoulder down, but she's going to reach and see if maybe she could lift her hip but still keep the shoulder down, and then use her abdominals to come back to center and come back over that hip. Let's take 2 more of those. So that reaching into the band, but also that work to keep your right shoulder anchored. And then that deep exhale as she comes back center. Let's take 1 more there. That left leg is staying as stable and still as you can. And coming back. And then we're going to take it to our single leg circles. We kind of continue with that idea. You reach across, circle the leg down and around. Using that band to get that length and stretch with that leg. Inhale for about 1/3 of it. Exhaling as you come back around. We're going to do 2 more, 5 on each side. Shoulder stability work that whole time. Find to let that hip lift and circle around. And then we're going to go the other way, a little to the outside. Circle that leg down, reach it across. That nice continual breath and movement. Yeah, sometimes those bands And then this is a great place to take a little stretch. If you want to flex your foot a little bit, you might want to choke up on the band. You can just take that nice stretch up the back of the leg. Let those shoulders be nice and heavy. And just take a few deep breaths on there. Really going for a gentle stretch for you. And let's take one more breath on there. And then, as you're ready, you're going to switch out those legs. So we'll take other foot in and just take a moment to get ready. You're going to really anchor through those right legs. Get them nice and heels pressed in, elbows pressed in, shoulders roll down the back. We're going to start with that tick-tock movement. So you're going to stretch the leg across. Feel that work to keep your left shoulder anchored, and then use your abdominals to bring the leg back to center. Inhaling as you reach across. And then deep exhale as you come back. We'll take one more there, using that band to create that length. And back center. And then we're going to go into those full circles. Those right legs staying nice and anchored. Reach, circle down and around. That same idea that our shoulders are stable as we swing that leg around, getting a little spiral through our spine. And back, we'll take two more there. We'll shoot for 5 in each direction if you're working at home. And back, and then we'll go the other way. Inhale for about a third. Exhale, circle that leg down and around. That continual whole body work. Those right legs keeping active, kind of pushing through the right heel, right back of the leg. And that nice flow with our breath. We'll take one more there. Good, and then just take a moment and take that little stretch. If you want to choke up a little on those straps, you can choke up a little, maybe flex that foot. And just take a few nice deep breaths in that nice supported position, lengthening out through the backs of the legs. If you need to have them a little bent, you can always do that as well. As a nice little transition, you can hold that band however you want, one in each hand or both, and then maybe just push your foot and curl up to sitting, rolling up. Good. We're going to do a little rolling like a ball with our TheraBand. So what I'm going to have her do is double up the band. Like I did before. Yep. And then she's really going to find her rolling like a ball position. So scooting up, so like edges of the feet are together, and you're going to put that around your feet. So the hands are on the outside. Go ahead and come up into that balance. So your legs slightly press into your arms, your feet are active in there, and you're just holding that position. And then we're going to roll. As you inhale, roll back. Exhale to curl forward. Yeah, that's not easy. The band is kind of nice. What you want to think about as you roll is kind of pushing your feet into the band a little bit. It has a little bit of give to it so that you can hold that shape as you roll back and forth through your spine. And that continual work to pull your shoulders down and spread those elbows wide. Let's take 3 more. Always going to make sure we roll to that mid-back. Keep that chin tucked in so you're not rolling on your neck. And the last one here. Good, nice. All right, you get to take your feet out of there. We're going to leave the band like that as we transition into some stomach series. So we'll have it kind of doubled up, pretty thick. If you can avoid it being too rolled for this next part, that's ideal. All right, and then once Taryn gets that, she gets to roll down to the mat, bring her legs into tabletop. So what she's going to do, and we'll kind of demonstrate this, and is hold the band a little bit lower, and even bent arms is a little okay, so that when we're doing our single leg stretch first, what she wants to do is she wants to pull her knee in and push her arms out at the same time, and then switch. So there's that moment of work when you're pressing and pulling that knee in and trying to curl your spine that little bit more. It is a ton of work. Reach and reach. Good. Let's do one more on each side. You can inhale for one and then exhale for the other, and then take a little rest. If you needed to, you could do that with your head down as well. A double leg stretch, same idea. All right, you're going to really get that. Pull your knees in, push with your arms. We're going to inhale, stretch arms and legs out, and then exhale. Have that movement where you push and pull, yes. Inhale, and using that movement to help us curl our spine that little bit more. Inhale, and working level. You can always take those legs a little higher, arms a little higher if you need. reaching out on the inhale, exhale to come back. I'm gonna do one more there. Pull them in, take a little rest moment, and then we're gonna do our scissors. Again, we're gonna have that same idea. We're gonna reach the arms up and try to push our shin in as we push our arms down. So inhale, a little stretch, stretch, and then switch. Stretch, stretch, and you want that leg to lift up and in, yeah. And again, it is a ton of work, really make sure you get that deep curl. Shoulders are still pulling down. Good, we'll shoot for 5 on each. You can inhale in one, exhale on the other. Good, and then you can take a little rest on there. All right, double leg lower lift. Legs up to the ceiling. Again, any of this series, if you needed to rest your head on the mat, you could do that. We're gonna curl up into that traditional position. Pull your legs into your hands and push your hands away for a moment. Feel that work to curl your spine. That's where we come back to every time. Inhale those legs lower. Exhale, pull them in and push away. Inhale as you reach. Exhale that movement to fine tune. We'll take 3 more and really working level. Taryn's got a nice big range of motion, but you don't have to go that far. Go where you're safe in your back. And that pull back in. Go do 1 more on there. Nice. And then a little rest. All right. I know those are a lot of work. Okay. All right. Last one for our elbow to knee variation. We're going to have the band, and I like it nice and thick because you're going to take it behind the base of your skull. Choke a little bit in so that we have that sense of almost giving yourself a little traction, a little length through your neck. Elbows are going to tuck in. Yep. And then we're going to pretty traditional elbow to knee. So you can inhale, get that twist, and maybe even touch your elbow and press it in. And then exhale, we twist and do that other side. Good. With that idea that we're not yanking on our neck, we're giving ourselves a little support, a little length. And then we get that side to side and that movement. And you don't have to get that elbow to knee, but if you get there and you pull it in and push at the same time, you will feel that deepening of that twist. Let's take 1 more on each side on there. Again, you can shoot for 5 and 5 if you're getting them done at home. And back. Good, and then take a little rest. Nice. All right, let's come up to sitting. Let's come up and do a little spine stretch next. So we're gonna come back on our mat, open those feet up, really find your tall spine. If you need to bend your legs or adjust for your body, go ahead and do that. And then we're just gonna hold this again. And you can keep it doubled up on there. And again, just using it for that sense of like gently pull apart and feel your back just spread wide. Nice, big, full inhale. And then as you exhale, tuck your chin and curl your spine forward. You can do that double exhale where you get to stretch that a little further on the second time. And then as you inhale, roll yourself up, lift tall. Exhale as you curl yourself forward, stretch, stretch. Every inhale, get a little taller, a little longer on that way up. And then that exhale to curl and stretch. Good, big full inhale, stacking everything tall. Exhale as you curl forward, stretch and stretch. Inhaling as you come up. Last one. If you like a little stretch moment at the bottom, maybe you grab the feet, and even let go of bands or use the band and just take a nice little spine stretch. Bonus at the bottom. Belly pulls up and in, and just kind of that feel of if you were to let go, you'd almost fly backwards. You're stretching that spine and backs of those legs. And then you can let go on there and roll back up. Let's try a little bit of our open leg rocker with our TheraBand. So we're going to open the feet about hip width apart, but kind of hold it, like that. And find our balance. So it's going to feel a little bit like that rolling like a ball position. And what I want you to have is a sense of pulling the band apart. So from where Taryn is at, I want her to, feel like she's kind of stretching the band a little bit. She's got to work a little bit there. From her balance position, we're just going to straighten the legs on her inhale, and then exhale to bring them back. Good. Let's take 2 more like that. And just that little bit of outward pressure. Good. And then back in. And then she's going to hold there, shoulder blades down the back. See if she can inhale, open the legs, and then bring them back to where we started. So a little tension in the middle, and then press out. So great balance work, great strength work there. Get that little open, ton of work. Good, and then we're going to keep a little bit of that open, a little bit of that reach into the band. shoulders down your back, finding that nice round spine, and we'll try a little open leg rocker. Inhale, lift your sitting bones to rock back. Exhale to curl forward. Yes, that rolling back and forth. If you needed to soften or bend your knees, you could definitely do that, but that pushing out and spreading the band wide is really nice. We'll take one more there. Beautiful. And then she's going to walk her hands down her band a little bit and just let herself roll down to the mat. If you can bring your feet together a little bit more, we'll head into a little of our corkscrew. Elbows down on the mat, shoulders down on the mat. Inhale, she's going to take her legs to her right side, reach them, and then exhale, circle down and around. Very much like that single leg circle that we did. Having to hold those bands is extra shoulder stability work because you're kind of fighting yourself. Your legs are pushing out into the band, and then you got to really stabilize your shoulders at the same time. Comes from your center. Inhaling for half of your circle. Exhale to come down and around. We're going to do one more in each direction. So working level. Keep it where you can do it well. Not feel like you're straining in your back. One more time. And back. Good. As a little transition, you could do this with straight legs or even a little bent legs. You're just going to roll up to sitting. So maybe push your feet in, curl. Yeah, kind of like a roll up. A little over there, and a teaser. You can just slide back a little and do some salt. We're going to take that band and we're going to use it. I like to really hold the ends of the band. Depending on your band, this is a ton of work to stretch your arms. See if you can have it. Oh, no, step in the t-shirt. You're going to stretch out. And what wants to happen right away is our wrists want to fold in. So see if you can reach. Just sitting there being tall should be a ton of work. Hips nice and anchored. We're going to take a big inhale, and then we'll do double exhale into our saw twist. We stretch and stretch. And then as you inhale, you roll up, stack tall, switch to the other side, pressing into the band. Great tricep press behind you as you reach those arms away from each other. And that kind of looking at that back hand as you do that twist. Every time you inhale, get a little taller. And then that exhale, we go into that twist and twist. Good, stacking tall. Let's take one more on each side. That continual work to spread and press. That inhale to come back up. Exhale, that reach and reach. And then lifting tall. Nice. And then you can relax those arms. Let's turn to our bellies and get a little swan in. We're going to fold that in half. And what I like to do on this is just kind of a leg grip. Maybe just hook your thumbs under and just slightly hold it under your chest a little bit. And again, we're just going to use it for that little sense of like spread the band, pull your shoulders down your back, long neck on there. And then as you're ready, you're going to inhale, lift the head and chest and roll up. And then that exhale to roll back down. Good. And she's just keeping that band just spread a little bit, which just gives that sense of width across our back and our shoulders. And rolling back. Good. We're going to take 3 more just like that. Rolling up and down, making sure that you're in a space where you're long and lengthened through your back. You're not straining. And we're going to go for that ease of movement. And back. Good. Let's take one last one on there. That inhaling as we roll up. And then that exhaling down. Good. We're going to go into our single leg kicks and kind of that same idea. You can play around with fists flat or like, yeah, kind of like them flat on there. And a little bit elbows out in front so that you're lifting out of the mat, spreading your band, which is a ton of work again. Hips press in, thighs press in, rib cage draws up and in. Let's take a right leg first. We're going to inhale, kick, and then we'll switch, exhale, kick. Good. Inhaling on one leg, exhaling on the other. We're constantly pressing the hips in and lifting that low belly up and away, using that little feedback from the band to kind of find those shoulders and that length of that upper body, and kick. And we just alternate that breath, inhaling one and exhaling the other. We're going to do one more on each side. Good, and then we're going to go right to double leg kick. We're going to separate the band, spread it wide. You're probably going to want a little more width than this one. Maybe even a little arms here. So anchor our hips, belly up and in. You're going to take a big inhale first. Exhale, 3 kicks towards your bottom with both legs. Kick, kick, kick. And then as you come up, that inhale, maybe you spread the band a little bit as you come up. And exhale to come back down. Kick, kick, kick. Inhale that, just open your shoulders to lift up. And then that exhale, kick, kick, kick. Full big breath. And back down. Let's take one more there. That spread the band wide. That's it. And then back down. And then if you want to sit back and take just a quick little child's pose on there to stretch the back, or any stretch that feels good in your body at that point, just to round out and give that back a little break. We're going to come onto your back and throw in a little shoulder bridge. So you're going to be laying on our back, and we're just going to hold our band on this one. We're going to double it up again and just have it over the chest. Feet are that hip width apart, shoulders are connected, and that little sense again of just gently pulling the band apart, spreading our back and our chest. And then we'll take it into our shoulder bridge. As you inhale, pelvic tuck starts you off, roll up through your spine, really grounding through those feet. Exhale as you roll down, upper back, mid, low back, releasing your tailbone at the bottom, finding that kind of nice neutral start. Inhaling to curl up. We're going for that nice flow up and down through our spine. Exhale to come back down. Kind of just checking in with your body and feeling those little spots that are harder to move through, and kind of make it your focus to roll through them and find that movement. Let's do one more on there. Continual work to spread the band and open the chest and shoulders. Gives us that space on the way down to roll through that upper back, mid back, and back down. Very nice. Let's do a little roll up to come up to sitting. So you can either come from bent legs or straight legs, and just do a nice little curl up. Very nice. We're going to grab those bands nice and wide, and we'll do our spine twist next. We're going to squeeze the legs together. We're going to stretch the band across, and we're really watching that those wrists are nice and straight, feet are flexed, that lift through the spine. Big inhale in the center. We'll take a triple exhale to do our twist, twist, twist. Inhale, fill up on breath, find that center, and then that twist, twist, twist. We're going to take 3 on each side of these. This is a ton of work to reach through those knuckles and keep that band tight kind of across the chest. Really helps us get that twist just from our center. We'll take one more on each side. Full big inhales, that ringing out of our breath as we twist, twist, and twist. And then coming back, and then you can relax those arms. Let's roll ourselves back to our mat. We're going to try a little teaser with our TheraBand, one of my favorites. Wrapping that TheraBand around the feet. Yep, nice. With your TheraBand, you can always choke up a little bit more if you want more tension, or a little less. Slide your hands down away from your feet. So as you inhale, you're going to tuck your chin and curl up, press the legs out into that band to give you that little support, and then roll down through the spine. As your low back connects at that place, you can bend those knees in and finish that roll down. This is a nice supportive way to do teaser. That reach through the legs helps us find that curl up. And then that rolling through our spine and that articulation on the way down. On the next one, we're going to have Taryn come down with straight legs. You're welcome to stay and do that bent leg version if you prefer. As she comes down, she's stretching long and finding this balance works, her head and feet hit at the same time, and then she curls them both back up into that beautiful teaser. Let's take 2 more there. Reaching long, spreading the shoulders, and then that reach into the band to help her curl back up. And let's just roll right back down to the mat, ending in that nice long position. Go ahead and just bend the legs in and take your TheraBand off. Let's flip over to your belly and we'll do a little swimming. We're going to take that band and kind of fold it in half again, just to shorten it up a little bit. And we're going to be holding, right at the ends on there. Shoulders down the back, legs are together. For these first couple, I'm going to have her do kind of like a little Superman move. She's going to inhale, lift everything up, and then exhale to reach back down. And the whole time she has that little active, spread the band apart just a little bit, just activating through the shoulder girdle. Good. And then on this next one, I'm going to have her hold up, and she's just going to swim her legs up and down. She's going to leave her arms still and just do that leg work. Yes. Good. Nice continual breath. We're going to take 2 more breaths on there. Head and tail are lifting off the mat. Shoulders are pulling down, and she's just spreading the band. Beautiful. And then you'll come back down to the mat. If you need a little child's pose, you can take a little stretch to the back there and just round out the back. We're going to head into our seal next. And using our band on this one, I'll turn, move a little to that front of the mat. She's going to wrap the band around, and I like it kind of nice and thick wrapped around. If you wrap it and then kind of do an X over the legs, there you go, so that you've switched. And then just kind of taking your hands to the outsides of the knees to press in a little bit. So what she'll do is she'll curl back and float her feet up. And I want her to get a sense of kind of pushing her legs out into her hands, keeping those feet together, but that will feel like some work to be there. And then, kind of like our traditional seal, we're going to open, close the legs 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And then she's going to hold that shape to rock back. Inhale. Exhale to rock forward. And then when she gets there, she's going to open, close the legs. 1, 2, 3. Keep the knees a little open and pressing out into the arms. You have that nice little kinetic chain. And then 1, 2, and 3. Good. Let's take 2 more there. Nice roll back and forth through our spine. And 1, 2, and 3. And the last one there. And back. Good. And then you can bring those feet all the way down. I'm going to have Taryn stand up, and we're just going to end our workout today with just a little standing roll down. So yeah, we'll have you come way up on the mat. And just take a moment, just find no therapy, and we're just going to shake the arms out a little bit. Feet about hip width apart, soft knees. Let yourself just melt down through your spine. So we tuck our chin and curl through our neck and our upper back, mid back, low back. If you need to soften or bend those knees. And just take a moment and just let yourself hang. If you want to grab those elbows, or you just want to ragdoll the arms, and maybe take that nice big breath that really feels into your back and side ribs. Just that little moment of release. Let's take 1 more breath on there. And then as we get ready to come up, just kind of come back to those ragdoll arms. Take a little moment to regroup, soften the knees, press those feet in and get nice and grounded, and just start that stacking back up of your spine. Tail curls under, abdominals pull up and in, feeling like you're getting that little bit taller as you come up. Maybe just take those arms and stretch them up to the ceiling. Take a nice big inhale, and then as you exhale, circle the arms around, growing tall. Very nice. And then we're all done. We hope you enjoyed our TheraBand workout. You can find more videos online